I'm Emily Elliott from Eborns.
And I'm Bobbi Barfoot from Truborns.
And welcome to another edition of Reborn Rap. Today, we are going to be talking about the age-old question, should you specialize or diversify? But first, Bobbi, this is your first time back after your show. For anybody that does not know, Bobbi owns Dolls of the World Expo with her business partner, Melody Hess. I want to hear all about it. How was the show?
It was fabulous. It actually was our best show yet. I mean, we had a record number of attendees, which we were super happy about. Everyone seemed to have a great time. Everything went really smoothly, and we're excited to do it again next year.
I'm so happy to hear that. I was so sad that I couldn't go. I've been looking at like photos online and stuff. It looked like a really, really good time.
You have to see the video I just posted. We did a new game at the baby shower this year, which was a fashion show. And we gave people like a mishmash of items, tablecloths and cupcake liners and duct tape and all kinds of stuff. And they had to make an outfit on one person at their table. And then we had this fashion show, and it was a lot of laughs, a lot of fun. So now we have to find a way to top that game because everyone really enjoyed it. And we set the bar high on that one.
It sounds like it. I'm so glad that you had such a good turnout too.
Yeah, I was a little, unsure because there are 5 shows now. I wasn't sure, are we going to see less attendees? Are we going to see, the same number? But we actually had more. That was very surprising and nice.
That is really nice. Have you had some downtime since you've been home to kind of decompress?
When I came home, my goal was to catch up on all the shipping and everything I had to catch up on with Truborn, and then start negotiating with the hotel for next year's contract. So we were right into that within days. And then on top of that, I'm trying to clean and organize my house room by room and get everything.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to start booking a vacation, like maybe 4 days after the show. So you have a little bit of time to unpack and then go on a nice vacation, massages, the whole thing.
Lisa did want to go somewhere, and she says, hey, let's get away. And, we worked hard. We deserve it. And she decided that she wanted to go to Dallas. So that's where we're going. So we'll be able to fill you guys in on how the Dallas show goes, because we're going to go see Lizbeth too.
I hope you have a great time. I know I'm missing out on all the good times.
You definitely should have been there.
I know. I want to go so bad. I've been having some trouble with, I don't think I've mentioned this before, but Tate, my St. Bernard, was diagnosed with epilepsy in May, and it has been a absolute nightmare. So I can't leave him right now. He's like, I just can't. I can't bring myself to do it, but he also can't be left unattended at all.
Do you think you'll be going to Yophi?
Yeah, I'll definitely go to Yophi. Well, Yophi's so much easier because it's an hour
right
from my house. So yeah, I'll go to Yophi and then I'll just come home that night, make my husband take the time off from work, stay here during the day.
Not a far distance for me. I could fly down there for like $50 from the Charlotte airport.
That would be so cool.
Tickets are cheap, or it's like an 8-hour drive for me, which isn't terrible. I thought about going down there. And if I do, then I will honestly be able to say that I went to all the doll shows this year, which would be kind of a fun thing to do.
It would be.
I can't do that every year, but I might actually drive down there this year and check it out because I've never been to that show.
Love that. I'm going to be there all day, both days, because I'm a show ambassador. I'll be like filming and, doing some other stuff. I would love to have you there to hang out with.
Is Lizbeth coming too?
Make it so much funner. Yes. Yeah.
All right. We'll drag her there. Exactly. Kansas, another thing I've been working on is I'm prepping all the dolls I need to paint for that show. I'm not going to take a lot, but I have a couple full body silicones I need to paint. So that's another thing on my list to do between now and the next 7 weeks.
I know. I'm like, you don't have much time either.
I know. And I'm hoping I can get them done because they do take a lot of time.
Yeah.
But what have you been working on?
I have been so busy. So I've been working on this Gracie May tutorial. She's like a just born style, which I haven't actually done a tutorial on before. I've painted them before, but never done a tutorial. And she's almost done. And then I am really, really excited. Bountiful Baby asked me to partner with them on a big project. I don't know how much I can share about it, but it's like a dream come true for me. Like I am over the moon. So I've been working on that.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. I know it's something I've always wanted, and it came, I feel like, at the perfect time when I was feeling real down about Tate, and it was just one of those like wonderful things. And then I have my Leland prototype sculpted by Joylyn Wong coming really soon here. So I'm going to be working
really
on
soon.
that.
I actually got the tracking for those. So
yeah.
The tracking says they're supposed to be delivered tomorrow.
I'm trying to do a mad dash and finish my Gracie May first so that I'm only working on 2 dolls at a time instead of 3, because I'm going to be filming. I'm going to be doing a prototype tutorial with that baby as well. And I don't like filming a bunch of them at the same time because I can get confused about what I've done on what baby, all that. My brain's not what it was at 20. Like one at a time is good for me when I'm filming.
Yeah. Join the club. Things get gotta focus a little better when you get older. Pay closer attention to what you're doing.
We're just going to take a quick break for a word from our sponsor.
So your partnership with Bountiful Baby might tie us into what we're talking about today, which is, do you specialize or diversify? And maybe you specializing has helped you gain this opportunity.
For people that don't know what we mean when we're saying that, it basically, we are talking about people who kind of stay in one lane. They have one specific style. They're specializing in, maybe they're only doing Caucasian newborn size babies or something like that versus someone who diversifies. They're able to paint all skin tones. They can root paint hair. Like it can look like a lot of different things.
Yeah. And I think with diversifying, what you want to be known for is going to kind of determine your lane on whether or not you want to specialize. I do know that when I go online, there are people who specialize in certain things. And because of that, I recognize their work. I know exactly who did it because that's their specialty.
Yeah.
And is that what you want to be known for? Or do you want to be known as someone who kind of is a jack of all trades and knows different parts of the industry, fantasy and silicone and vinyl? And, does it work for artists to diversify, or is it better for them to specialize? Like, in your opinion, what do you think works better for artistry?
I have mixed opinions on it. And I'm going to say my opinion has really changed in probably the last year and a half. I used to want to be able to do everything. My main reason behind that was because I teach. I want to teach everything. I was also at that same time kind of stagnant in my work as I was spending a lot of time kind of practicing these other things that were outside my wheelhouse. And I was getting overwhelmed and I just was like, okay, I need to kind of refocus, get back to basics. Like I felt like the quality of my babies were going down and I didn't know why. So I kind of refocused in and did a few really what I would call really amazing babies back to back. Like I was so proud of these babies and it just changed my perspective entirely. Like I don't need to do everything. I want to master what I'm doing. And I know it does narrow the client audience a little bit, but I like that when people are scrolling, they see one of my babies, they know that it's my baby. And for right now, I want to specialize.
Yeah. I think depending on where you're at in the industry would determine the best course for that. As an artist, I love seeing people that specialize. I love seeing someone who's, that their ultra newborn babies are top notch, like they've mastered it. Everyone has room for growth, but if you don't specialize, you can't master in something. So, because you can't be a master of everything,
Absolutely.
But where I'm at in the industry, being a dealer and a producer and someone who sells a lot of products, I like to diversify so that I have knowledge of all these different products and mediums and things that I sell so that if I get asked questions, I can answer the question from a true point of understanding and knowledge. So while I wouldn't consider myself a master of anything, I have a large knowledge base, a very diverse knowledge base, because my position's different. So as an artist, which I am an artist, the one thing that I've really focused on solely that hasn't changed is hair painting. I've really enjoyed hair painting since 2013. I've tried really hard to keep growing in my skill, but because I do other things, I don't have a lot of time to devote to constant daily growth and learning on that. So that makes a difference too. If you do too much, you don't have time to specialize. So
yeah. That's like one thing that I've never thought of it that way, kind of from your perspective. And in that, you absolutely would want to know about everything, like you're getting questions. And I was thinking, like in the what is better, like from if your focus is really being good at what you do, my personal opinion is specializing is better. You're going to have more time to dedicate to one thing. You're going to be better at it. That's just the way it works. But if you're someone that's focused more on like the financial benefits of owning a reborn business and you're an artist, like if you can do everything, you have the entire market, you can cater to everybody no matter what they want. So I think people's business goals are going to determine what is best for them.
Yeah. And I've seen people who know how to do a little bit of everything, but that sometimes means when I'm scrolling online, I might see some of their work and not realize it's theirs because they do so many different things, that I'm like, whose work is it? And I have to look and I'm like, okay, I myself will be going to the Kansas show and have decided to take Jody Lombardo's ethnic painting class for vinyl. Now, I'm not painting vinyl a lot anymore. I don't paint a lot of vinyl. I do more silicone, but I never learned ethnic painting. I've had tutorials that I've purchased and this, but I've never done an in-person. For me, I learn better that way. And I'm excited to expand my knowledge and be able to try ethnic painting. It doesn't mean that I'll specialize in it. I love to know the general basics.
I think you're going to have a really good experience. I actually filmed her class. Well, I filmed part of her class at Yophi last time I was an ambassador there, and I was blown away by the students' work. Like, she just seemed like an amazing teacher. I mean, we all know she's a total sweetheart too, but the work that they were doing, their first time doing darker skin tones, like I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. Fantastic. Yeah.
And she manages to tandem teach ethnic with fantasy at the same time. And everybody's leaves that class with something amazing. So that's why I know it's going to be a good class because she's obviously a good teacher. So I'm excited.
One thing I wish that I've been saying this for years, I really wish that I did have the skill of painting hair well. There are times when you're getting ready for a doll show, maybe you want to do a bunch of Christmas babies, and rooting is, 2 to 4 weeks for me to mono-root a head. I could literally paint hair in an afternoon if allowed myself some time to do that. Like, I would love to have a few more skills.
It definitely helps with those kind of babies where, like, I know if I wanted to do Christmas babies where they're a little more affordable, that I could probably do those, they wouldn't be as detailed paint wise, but then I could throw some hair on and it would look decent, and still be a fair price point for somebody. And then I could spend more time on a baby and more layers of hair painting, because kind of like painting the skin, the hair painting is done in layers, and it can look more realistic. My ultimate goal when I started painting hair was to trick people. Like, if you have to look at it and go, is that painted or rooted? That was what I wanted someone to say just once, somebody say that to me. And I was at the Rose Show one time and I had the baby there in person, and somebody came up and touched the head and said they had to touch it to see if it was real. And that was like the biggest compliment ever. Like, it doesn't mean they all come out that good, but that one did. And it was like, oh my gosh, like that was amazing, So I would say that's the area I try to specialize in, but I'm by no means a master. you know?
Yeah. I think sometimes people can kind of get upset too. I've seen with a lot of sculptors, like they have had very specific sculpting styles for years and that, they've branched out and kind of developed a new style and people don't like it. They miss the old style. And I think, sometimes too, like if you've been someone who was specializing before and you want to branch out, like it can be really tricky to do that.
It can. And I guess it's because you kind of built your name on this specialty and people are used to it. But then at the same time, you get into that category of if your babies start looking similar, it can affect your sales as well. Because if all of your sculpts start looking kind of the same, then people will complain about that too.
Yeah, they're picky. They want them to look kind of the same, but not too kind of the same.
But not too different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think honestly, probably the best bet would be like starting off. If you're a new artist, you jump in, you experiment with everything, get like your basic painting skills with different skin tones and painting hair, rooting, like learn it all and see what speaks most to you. Like, which ones do you love creating the most? And you can kind of hone in and dedicate more time and develop your own recognizable style. Because I agree with what I know I'm real delayed here, but what you were saying about being able to recognize people's work. I know some artists who do everything and I don't know who painted that baby at all if they didn't have their logo on it. I love it when people say, "Oh, I knew that was your baby right away." Like I take it as a big compliment because I spent so long trying to develop my own style and I didn't know what that looked like, but it was just, years of practice. It just developed on its own. And I think that's really nice to have that recognizability.
Recently it was this year, had somebody, and it was funny because I've been painting silicone for like 6 years, but mostly cuddle babies. And I've branched into the more full bodies. And I had gotten Maple by Sheila Mrofka and love that baby. And I had a lot of fun painting her. In the end, she turned out pretty cute. And I got a message that said, "Did you paint that?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "I didn't know you painted that good." And I was like, "Thanks." Like, I guess that's a compliment. Did you think I painted bad?
Hidden an insult?
Well, I guess maybe they didn't know that I painted full bodies or maybe didn't realize I paint silicone at all. But I thought it was funny. But I mean, it was a compliment that it was, obviously they liked the baby and she was easy to sell. So, but I'm still learning with silicone and I have a long way to go. I definitely think people should kind of go like what you said, learn everything and then decide what you like the best and specialize with that because at least you have a knowledge base to know which path you want to go down. I purposely do mostly cuddle babies because I really enjoy them. I'm enjoying the full bodies, but I don't necessarily love doing vinyl anymore. I will do it. I kind of lost that passion for it and it may come back because I am getting an itch to paint a vinyl kit. But sometimes that happens too, where you get kind of burnt out when you specialize in something or do something over and over and over again. You're just like, okay, I want to try something new.
Yeah. I think anyone who's done customs, like, you'll have one really successful baby that everyone in the community loves. And before you know it, you spend a year painting slight variations of that same baby because that's the one that everyone is constantly requesting that you try to replicate.
That's Lizbeth with her Levi and her chases. Like people love her babies.
She did that with Lulu too. She did one Lulu and then it was like a year and a half of only painting Lulu kits.
I don't think I could do that.
Oh,
I couldn't do it.
I don't think I could either. I'm finally done with customs and I mean, it was a long time coming. My wait list for customs was over 2 years. So from the time I quit to the time I finished was so long. And I'm just so excited now that, outside of prototypes, every baby I paint is going to be a sculpt that I select because I want to paint it.
And you can paint it however you want.
Yeah, there's some real freedom in that. Yeah, it is beneficial though, too, to have, like a vast amount of knowledge. Like with you talking about, you're a dealer, you get questions, you want to know how products work. It's the same way for teaching. When I first started reborning, I was like a mad scientist. You would be shocked well, you wouldn't because you've been around a long time. People would be shocked at some of the products and techniques that I tried with reborning. And I did that like for a few years before I started making good babies. And I've done air dry, I've done heat set, I've done like every single brand possible of both reborn specific and not reborn specific. And I find in my teaching that helps me immensely because it is incredibly rare that a student is going to ask about a product or a technique that not only have I not heard of, but that I haven't tried. I'd be like, oh, yeah, it's coming back to me now. I remember, and I'll remember 9 years ago, I was using that puff paint
But this is why the dealers will reach out to people like you because they know you're well versed and knowledge in so many products. And when they want something tested, send it to Emily because she's already got a vast knowledge base of all these products.
Yeah. I love product testing too. It is one of my favorite things to do.
You'll notice on my website, I don't carry products I don't know how to use. I can't back up a product I don't understand. And if someone were to have an issue with it and I don't even know how it works, how can I know if that issue is because of them or because of the faulty product or whatever? I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
It definitely helps to have people like you that are willing to test the products and then give feedback. Like I just redesigned my matting powder and I've had it for a while, but I redesigned it and added some things that are supposed to help with photography and water repellency because you want it to repel moisture. And I'm sending it to the top artists I know because I want honest feedback on this product. And if it's good, it's good. If it's not, I'll change some more, but I want honest feedback so that I can have a good product that I can stand behind.
And that's so important. And, not all developers do that at all. A lot of them, they just want to kind of rush things to market, bring the money in, get what they can out of it, and that's it.
Then you don't get repeat buyers because if your product sucks, then,
Yeah, that's why I always think you could tell if product's good. If you see people buying it over and over, you're like, okay, that one is clearly a winner.
One of the things I was told by somebody recently was riches are in the niches. And I was like, what? But what it meant was people that specialize and get really good at something tend to do better in selling that thing. Because they are known for that. And there's plenty of people in our industry that I've seen who are known for something and they're the go-to person for that thing.
Absolutely. Looking at you, Haley Marie Armstrong.
Yes, her work is completely uniquely her own, but it's so amazing that I'm sure she gets asked constantly, how do you do that? How do you do that?
Oh, she does all the time. Yeah.
And not everyone wants to share. Some people want to be their own person and, have something proprietary.
I know that's kind of a touchy subject in the community. A lot of people get really upset, but, I think sometimes they don't realize that people have spent countless thousands of dollars, years and years of their time developing their techniques and their style and their brand. And they should be able to keep that to themselves.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of people willing to share and then some people aren't. And also maybe the person doesn't want to share not just for proprietary reasons, but maybe they don't find themselves to be a good teacher. There's a lot of different reasons people don't share, but one of them is I spent a long time learning this, developing this, trial and error, tons of money, tons of time. This is my style and I want to keep it my own. And that's respectable. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's like hair painting for me. When I learned, I basically just wanted to know the basics. How are you laying it down? How are you holding the brush? What kind of movements are my hand doing? I didn't want to copy the style of Yvonne, who is the person that taught me. And if you were to look at Yvonne's hair painting and my hair painting, they are vastly different because I developed my own style out of the knowledge base that she gave me. I didn't want my hair painting to look like hers. She just had the skills of kind of how it's done. And I just needed the basic knowledge.
That can be really hard to do. If someone's teaching you how to do something and they're teaching you in their style to kind of branch out and be able to develop that in your own style, like congratulations.
Yeah, I worked hard at at kind of making my own style. And I can't say that if I was scrolling through Facebook and saw painted hair, I would recognize mine, but I might because I can recognize other people's. I know certain people's hair painting, and I will immediately, like Yvonne's to me, I could snatch out of a crowd in a second.
Yeah.
And then there's people like Beatrice who teaches, she does the penciling, but to me, her hair painting, her hair penciling
is very recognizable.
Yeah.
I can recognize hers right away.
Yeah.
I know it's hers.
Yeah. And then there's another lady who I don't know her name. But her hair painting is so incredible that every time I pass it, I think it's rooted hair. Like I would love to learn a little. I came across a picture on Memories on Facebook that popped up of a head I painted, and it showed up, and I'm like, wow, that looks really good. Did I do that? But because I don't even think I could do it that good now, because every head I paint, because I don't do everyone the same way. I have a general technique I use, but they all come out different. And then I might add more to one or less to another, or do shorter strokes on some. It's just all what I feel like doing in the moment. And I've never erased it and started over. So whatever it is what it is. And I leave it at that. And some of them I love. Others I'm like, I don't really like the way it looks. So I'm going to sell it cheaper. Because to me, it's not a boo-boo, but I'm not happy with it. So I can't, like in good conscience, sell it at full price, even though there's nothing wrong with it.
My gosh, we have to get your confidence up, your prices up. Think that early this year, I said, this is our mission this year, Lizbeth. And she said, it absolutely is. And we've been distracted. It's August 1st and your confidence and prices are still not elevated. We're going to have to really get to work.
Kansas, I mean, the 2 full bodies I'm working on, I do plan to price them a bit higher because they are full bodies and they were not cheap full bodies to buy even blank. So
an idea. I think you should send Lizbeth and I the photos and say, what should I price this at? And then we'll tell you. And then that's what you price it at.
I'll try that. I'll see if it works.
You'll probably be appalled. You'll be like, I can't do that. You're too sweet.
That's I always feel like, is anyone going to buy it if it's too high, like, but what is too high? I don't know, I'll be making some cuddle babies and then the 2 full bodies for Kansas. So
I want to start specializing in cuddle babies.
I love cuddle babies.
I do too.
I enjoy making them so much. And I told my son when we come back from Kansas, I want to kind of do like a Christmas marathon where we do a bunch of cuddle babies that we can sell at a more affordable price for all these families that want to buy reborns to make sure they have authentic options. And so I said, if you want to help me, because he knows how to paint, he can put some layers on for me. We don't have to do 40 layers. We can do less layers. It'll be slightly less detailed, but then I'll put some hair on them with paint. I'll paint some hair on, and then we put them on the bodies, and we'll do both vinyl and silicone. And I think it would be nice for Christmas time.
Yeah. I've been having a lot of problems lately with hands and feet for some reason. And not painting the limbs sounds like absolute heaven to me.
Maybe that's why I got into the cuddles, because I was the same way where I'm like, I don't want to do hands and feet. Like they're so detailed, and it's And then I got into doing, and I love them.
There's some pricing problems. Major price problems, I think, with cuddle babies, but we're going to talk about that in another episode, so I won't get too into that. But that's the only reason why I don't do cuddles is people don't want to pay what they're worth. I do know my friend Allie Ralph, she pretty much only does cuddle babies, and she does very, very well with cuddle babies. And I'm like, that's a business model I want to follow.
Yeah. And see, if somebody specializes in something, it can become very lucrative for them if they're known for it. Because now when someone thinks, I want a cuddle baby, they're going to say, oh, you should go to Allie because she has beautiful cuddle babies.
And hers aren't cheap either. She can sell a cuddle baby for what I'm selling a vinyl reborn for.
Is that silicone or vinyl?
No, she does vinyl.
Okay.
I think she's branching into silicone, but she's built up her reputation. And I mean, her skill level is phenomenal. She does really, really amazing painted hair. She's definitely found her niche, and people are willing to pay what she charges. She has a waiting list and everything to prove it.
Yeah. I've seen that for some people that do silicones. Their pricing seems like some people are like, oh, that's outrageous. But then at the same time, they don't have a problem selling any of their babies. So somebody's paying their prices.
Exactly.
But they're known for that and they specialize in that. So they build a customer base based on that. And a lot of them are repeat customers.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's another
that's
thing.
really what you want to get. I have a really big repeat customer base, and I absolutely love that. You get a little bond when you work together. You know what to expect. I feel like there's less pressure for sales because you know that you have this group of people that are always buying your dolls. Repeat business is probably the most important part about having a successful reborn business, I think.
It's true. I have a question for you. Since you do tend to specialize in painting vinyl, are you going to stick with that, or do you plan to branch out at all in the future?
Well, after I just got done saying how I'm definitely specializing, I'm for sure branching out. I have silicone also. I've been painting silicone. I prefer vinyl. Like vinyl has a very special place in my heart. I'm a lot more experienced with it. I'll never give up vinyl, but I definitely want to also paint silicone on the side.
I think it transitions well. I've seen people go from vinyl to silicone and they were good at vinyl, but they're amazing at silicone. Like some people are better with silicone. Other people are better with vinyl. But there's a few people, I don't know if you've seen Andrea Lee Munn. Have you seen her silicone is incredibly realistic, and the depth that she can get into the silicone is mind-boggling to me. Like I look at her babies and I'm like, wow.
I know. I've always been a huge fan of her vinyl work, but I honestly think I prefer her silicone work now. Like it is really, really good.
She's a good example of someone who crossed over really well.
Yeah.
From one medium to another. And
I'm not a supernatural crossover yet, but that's okay. I wasn't a natural vinyl artist either. It took me a long time and a lot of experimentation.
Look at you now. You're a teacher. So
yeah, exactly.
Go figure.
See, anyone can do it.
And you're partnering with one of the biggest companies in the industry, if not the biggest company.
I know.
So that's huge.
I've definitely partnered on certain things with all the US dealers now. We need to do I don't know what yet. We need a bigger something to do together. We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll brainstorm on that one.
Yeah.
I definitely know who to ask for product testing now.
I know, right? I think it's fun. I really like doing it.
I still think investing in yourself as an artist, in your own growth, where you're comfortable growing is always a good thing. I don't think it ever hurts people to know more. It's just if you do want to specialize, then the learning you do would be in that area, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But if you want to know a little of everything, that's okay. You know, like I don't blame people for wanting a vaster or broader knowledge of the industry. But
well, I think too, especially when you're a new artist, how do you know what you like until you try everything or know what you're good at? Because a lot of people, you know, they might really struggle with Caucasian skin tones and then they try ethnic tones and it clicks instantly. They're a total natural at it and that's what they end up doing. But if they weren't to have branched out and tried that, they'd never know.
And just some people are better at silicone than vinyl, but wouldn't have known if they hadn't tried. So yeah, definitely trying, kind of testing out where you feel good, where you feel the most, because not everyone has natural skill. Some people actually have to kind of learn a lot more, and other people are naturals at things.
I hate those people.
I had some small amount of artistic ability when I started, and I think it helped me. But I mean, here I am almost 20 years later, and I can't say I've mastered anything. But that's because I'm in a different part of the industry, and the bulk of my time is spent in that other part of the industry, not on the artistry anymore. And so I want to have a broader knowledge. So I probably will never master anything, but I have fun trying everything.
And that's what it's all about, really.
And I have a business that I guess I would probably be more known for than I am for my artistry. People know me as Truborn more than they know me as, you know, Barfoot Babies, which is my art because I don't sell a ton of babies. And I never really did.
Yeah.
I was never that person that sat down and painted every single day because I had a lot of kids and I was busy. And I mean, I know there's people like Ruth Annette, who's been on the show, who's painted thousands and thousands of babies over the years. And I probably haven't painted 200 babies in 20 years. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't paint that much, like maybe 5 to 10 babies a year would be average for me. What about you?
Well, I've had a lax year this year. I was painting a lot more. I've painted, I think, maybe almost 500 babies at this point.
Oh,
but
cool.
in the last year, like taking care of my mother-in-law, doing all of these things, I think I made less than, I think I made like 8 babies in the last year, actually. I should say completed babies, because for my teaching, I'm painting. So I paint a lot of babies and then they kind of end up around my studio without any hair. Is what happens. But before I came here to Florida, I was in a good role. I would do like I would do 48 babies a lot of years.
Wow.
But I was dedicated. I would get up at 6:30 in the morning. I was in my studio by 8. I would work all day long. And I did that every single day. And then I got, I had other things going on. I was exhausted, just kind of doing the bare minimum. And now I am reinvigorated and I am coming into my studio earlier. I'm working a lot harder, trying to get back to where I was before.
I've been reinvigorated recently.
Isn't it a fun place to be?
It is. It is. And I needed it. I was earlier this year in a spot where I wasn't sure about moving forward at all, just kind of like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, because that can happen from time to time where you kind of get in a position where you're like, I don't know if I want to deal with this anymore,
Yeah, absolutely.
But I thanks to great friends who gave me good advice, I decided to stick around. And now I just feel so like re-energized I'm actually excited to paint vinyl again, which I haven't been for a while, so I have a Ethan kit by Nicole Russell that is just calling me, and I think
I love hearing that.
after the Kansas show, I'll probably start working on it because I've got to get these full bodies done, but I'm excited again, which I needed to feel that, it helps.
That's the best. I mean, you never want to walk into your workspace and be like, oh, the worst work comes out of that. Like my best work always comes when I'm like, oh, I love this baby. I can't wait to paint it. And when I feel like if you're reborning as a hobby where you just reborn when you feel like it, it's a lot easier to stay in that excited space. But when you're doing it as a business and you have to do it, it doesn't matter what you feel like, what's going on in your life. You have to pay your mortgage. You have to buy groceries.
Yep.
It can really, really wear you down. And it's hard to put out good work when you're not feeling inspired and creative.
Which is why I don't do customs. I get asked frequently and I always have to say no because the time constraints, the pressure, the expectations, it's too much for me with already all the things I have going on. I'm like, I can't mentally deal with it because then I'm not going to enjoy the process.
Yeah.
And I have to enjoy it. Like if I don't feel like painting, I don't, I can work on something else. I actually just got, this is something else I'm super excited about, those head forms that Crystal Rainey is selling that are 3D printed, like the skull, the baby skull. And I got the head and the torso, and I'm going to try to make a full body sculpt. It'll be the first time.
Oh,
I think I might try it. So that's another thing I'm excited about. It's
excited for you. That's awesome.
Sculpting is something I'm still learning, which is another thing I'll probably never master, but I've enjoyed it. And I've brought out a couple kits and I've brought out a handful of silicone heads, but this will be my first attempt at like a full body.
I think that is so cool.
Super
I've always
exciting.
wanted to try sculpting. I don't know if I'd be a natural at it. That's for me. Maybe some years down the road, I'll try it. I have too many other things.
Take a class at the shows.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way
I was thinking about that.
I want to learn I'd love to take Samantha and Nikki's class, but they teach at my show, so I can't take the class.
Yeah.
But I told them, I'm like, are you guys going to teach at Kansas or any other show? Like I love to go take their class at the show.
Yeah.
Or, Samantha, I told her, you don't live too far from me. You can always pop in for a visit. We can hang out,
That would be the best. A little one-on-one.
Yeah. Samantha and Nikki, I mean, the detail and skill they have with, detail, it's just crazy to me. It makes you aspire to get better,
I hope that they continue to specialize.
And I have a question about specializing, because when somebody specializes in something, how they're received, are they looked at, like with encouragement from friends, or do people get upset that people are going to them to buy? Our community has so many different feelings that go through it. And for me personally, I love seeing my friends do well. So for me, it's like if my friend is really good at something, I'm so happy for them, but not everyone feels that way,
No, they don't. Not at all.
Like, because then opportunities come their way. And then those opportunities, like people get bitter or kind of like jaded about. But I mean, obviously someone saw something in them enough to give them this opportunity, and I'm happy for my friends that get these opportunities that I personally don't want, like I wouldn't want to do a prototype of a vinyl kit at this point. Not that I think I'm good enough even to do one, but I wouldn't want to because that pressure is still there for this level of perfection. But I have painted them of the kits I've produced here and there. It's just, I don't share the pictures as much because, I have these amazing artists doing it. And I'm like, I'm not putting my picture next to theirs. But I love seeing my friends get these opportunities. And if they can specialize, I think that's great. They specialize in something that I don't. And I'm all encouraging for that. Like,
I know. I get excited. I'm always like, oh, I'm not the right person, but I know who is. Like, you are going to get along so well with them. They're exactly what you're looking for. Go over here.
And that's another thing. You can recommend these people because you know that they're known for this and they're going to do a great job.
Yeah. And that's how you build. I know that we talk about this a lot, but building relationships with other artists. I mean, that's a key component there. You do that, they reciprocate. So, but there are some very, very toxic people in the community who are, so desperate to get ahead that every single person that Reborns is competition.
And I don't understand that mindset.
Me either.
I don't.
Me either. It makes me really sad for the entire community. Because we can do so much when we work together.
Yeah, I know those people exist. I don't understand where they're coming from. I guess that's where the disconnect is for me. The people who are more destructive, like they want to tear people down to get ahead, those people scare me.
Yes.
Those people scare me.
Absolutely. And we have a few of those too.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, are you really earning your position ahead if you have to destroy others to get there? That, I've never understood that mentality. So.
You can bully your way to the top, but you won't stay there.
Yeah. And that, I guess we'll be doing a future episode on some of the topics that involve working together, which I'm excited about. We gave
you guys some teasers today for future episodes.
Yep. And it'll be good because I'm excited for those future episodes. Some good information coming.
Yes. And we are going to be doing our first member only giveaway. We are going to be drawing a name from our members list. If you're not already a member, go ahead and join. It's only $2.99 a month, and you get a lot of awesome little perks. But next episode, we'll be letting you know who the winner is and what they've won.
Join.
Yeah, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Lizbeth's always like, I think that we need to do it 2 times. And I'm like, how do you think we're going to do on this clicker?
We shall see.
We shall. We won't know.
It's always a mystery until the day of.
I'll text you when I edit and tell you what it is. All right, you guys. Reborn Rap. That's a wrap.
Oh. Now that was
it sounded close to me, but
it was so
again,
off.
We always have lags because when we're filming, it's uploading at the same time. So we have no idea on either of our ends. If we were here together, we would know.
Yeah. Then we should do that one time. We need to do a podcast episode all in the same house.
Absolutely.
It'd be fun. We all get together and just sit on a couch and have an episode where we're
I know. We didn't say bye. Bye, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Become a YouTube channel member. You'll get access to perks like member-only drawings, priority reply to comments, badges, and special emojis just for you. Smash that subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button.